Hi, I'm Alex Stutchbury and welcome to ARTClass, a series of videos designed to teach you basic skills needed to create great artwork. Today we're looking at perspective, something which can be very challenging but can be equally rewarding, because actually if you do the correct stages that I'm going to show you today, you can produce fantastic looking pictures which look three-dimensional even though we're working on a flat 2D surface.
Your objectives are: can you explain what one-point perspective is? And also, can you make simple shapes look 3D by following the 3 key rules? Ultimately, the definition of perspective is a technique used to represent a three-dimensional world but on a 2D surface to create the illusion of space and depth.
Right, let's start with something basic first. The key rules that you must remember are that with perspective, you're trying to show depth. And as long as you always have a horizon line, and on that horizon line sits the vanishing point, everything going towards that vanishing point is getting smaller and smaller. With this first one, there are 3 main rules that you have to remember. First, that all vertical lines must be parallel to one another and also the edge of a page. If you don't keep them parallel, things will look like they're slanting over. Also, you must remember that horizontal lines are equally parallel to one another, but also the horizon line. The final point, and maybe the one which is most useful and key to actually producing a really successful piece, is that all diagonal lines point towards that vanishing point. So when you're using your ruler, as long as it's lined up to the vanishing point, the rest of it will be like the hands on a clock, and it will go in any direction, pointing above or below the horizon line. They all angle towards that vanishing point.
First, in pencil, draw a horizontal line across your page using a ruler. This is called the horizon line. Next, mark a point on the line using pencil. This is known as the vanishing point. Put it in the centre for now. Now, using a ruler, draw a square underneath the horizon line as shown, perhaps in the bottom right-hand corner, and draw a rectangle somewhere underneath in the left-hand corner or side of the page. Now it is time to start adding in the perspective lines. Firstly, work on the square you drew. From each of the corners of the square, draw faint pencil lines up to meet the vanishing point as shown. Now, to mark your 2D square to look more like a cube, you're going to add the back to it. Draw bold vertical lines from the bottom guideline to the top guideline. Now slide your ruler up from the horizontal edges you drew up to the back lines to join up the sides, so you create a smaller square behind it. Now join the front and back of the cube with bold lines and go over the perspective guidelines so the completed cube shape is clear as shown. Next, do the same with a rectangle. Complete the cuboid shape by drawing bold lines for the back, top and side edges of the rectangle shape. Finally, to make them look solid, rub out the lines you would not be able to see, shown here in red. This will convert the shapes from looking see-through to suddenly looking solid. Along with this, rub out any remaining guidelines going to the vanishing point, leaving the 2 objects separate from the horizon line. So here you see me drawing physically what I've just demoed to you. But now you must remember, to create the illusion of 3 dimensions, you need to put a shadow and tone on the object. The shadow goes opposite the light source in that top left-hand corner. So as a note, you must remember the shadow is always opposite the light source. For an object floating above, the same rules have applied as before. It's narrowing to that vanishing point, but this time the cast shadow is below the object, not connected to it, and it's equal distance apart from the horizon line. In the third challenge, Use your diagonal guidelines to help create the smaller boxes, and they will always, as a result, get smaller.
So there you are. Give it a go. It's tricky, so you must persevere, but as long as you follow those key rules, you can't go wrong. Okay, so just remember, once again, all diagonal lines must point to that vanishing point. That's important. But also you need to make sure all vertical lines are parallel to one another and all the horizontal lines are parallel again to themselves, but also to that horizon line. So there you go. There are the basic methods used to create simplistic shapes in 3D. Okay, give the next video a go as well. I'm going to show you something a lot more complex next time, which is 3D lettering. I look forward to doing it with you. Okay, have a good one. My name's Alex Stutchbury. Goodbye.